Edit.
Hello everybody, this is Professor Eric Lindsay, and we're back with another oral skills training video. In this video, we're going to sharpen your ears as we dive into transcribing rhythmic patterns in two-part music. You'll learn how to focus on each part separately, identify rhythmic interactions, and create a clear notation of the two overlapping rhythms. So let me play for you a short example, and let's get a sense of going over the steps of translating pulse and organizing it into meter. And then we'll talk about top voice versus bottom voice and trying to figure out what rhythmic patterns are being repeated here. So here's an example. Ah, so nice. All right, so let's first of all get a sense of where is the pulse, and it's moving it around this pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I guess you could say 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Telling whether this is going to be a quadruple meter or a duple meter is not entirely clear. Now, one thing we do know is that this is something that is dividing into simple time, because each beat is going 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. As opposed to a compound meter, which would be 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2, which it is not doing. So we definitely have a duple or quadruple simple meter of some kind. So let's go ahead and say that we're doing this with a proto notation of 1, 2, 3, 4 with a bar line. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's just try and get 2 bars of it because that rhythm is repeating the entire time. It's important to try and to remember how this rhythm just went to figure out how long is this pattern. Is this pattern 2 beats long or 3 beats long? So let's first of all focus on how did this go again. If I'm focusing on what was going on the very top line, it's going like this. 1 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and, or in this case we're doing this in 4, right? 1 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 4 and. So a little something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and something along those lines, where we're at the second half of the beat, and then we subdivide each one of these. So something like eighth notes for these guys. Definitely eighth notes. We're dividing each one of these other beats. And then this first one, coming out of the half, that means we're going to have to elicit some sort of rest, followed by just 1 eighth note. Eighth rest, 1 eighth note. Don't forget about you, buddy. Rest eighth note, rest eighth note. And the rhythm itself, if I were to say, how long is this pattern? This is just a 2-beat pattern. 1 and 2 and repeating another, something like that. Now let's focus on what's going on the left hand. So in this case, it's right here, and I'm interpreting this whole thing to be 4-4. Or 2-4, again, this is possible, but we are definitely dealing with a simple meter of some kind, quadruple or duple. Let's listen to it again, trying to see how often is the left hand moving. We have this wonderful sense of there being the quarter notes just moving on the pulse, right? The quarter notes in the bass, they're just moving on the pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we would notate what's going on to the bass, just quarter notes, 1, 2, in which case we actually, I won't go to pitches, it'll start freaking people out. We're just going to rhythms now. So again, we're just having a rhythm that is just quarter notes repeating throughout the course of this tune. So there you are. The steps of applying what we just did in one voice at a time to zeroing in on one voice on the top, one voice on the bottom, and going and aligning these with some proto-notation to figure out what rhythms are at play on both parts of a more complex texture.